Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're counting down our picks for the most unique and often challenging secret bosses hiding in video games.
You ready? Let's do this.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Inner Agent 3 Splatoon 2 Octo Expansion. For Splatoon 2's Octo expansion, Nintendo had players face off against Agent 3, the playable character from the first game. And while that was a really cool throwback, the fight certainly wasn't easy. To find them, you had to collect all 80 mem cakes hidden throughout the DLC. You'd then go to Logger 8 in the central station, which would transport you to the arena. The boss's accuracy is undeniably impressive, showcased with a variety of weapons throughout 5 phases. Their speed makes it tough to land direct hits on them, and they serve as an excellent challenge to cap things off. Balos Cave Story. When entering a hidden level called the Bloodstained Sanctuary, you better be prepared to face something vicious. To reach the level, you'll have to have kept Professor Booster alive to get his improved jetpack and gotten the Iron Bond from the plantation. After beating what you think is the final boss, a secret area will open in the prefab building, leading to the sanctuary. Balos waits at the end. His humanoid form utilizes dashes and lightning attacks to throw you off. His other form of a gigantic head tries to squish you and sends out flying eyeballs. It's definitely a unique fight and a tough one. Joe and So Amon, Yakuza 0. There are 2 secret bosses in Yakuza 0, and both are just as difficult and wacky as fans of this series have come to expect. Once you've completed all of the side quests for Kazuma and Goro, the 2 protagonists, they're each confronted by a member of the Amon family. Kazuma fights So, who uses a giant laser during his first phase and calls a helicopter during his second, which drops furniture to stun you and medicine to make either fighter briefly invincible. Goro goes up against Joe, who gets up close with deadly knife combos and can also place harmful items in your empty inventory spots. Both funny and frustrating, they look like helpful ones. Better not make a mistake. Morgan Freeman, South Park: The Fractured But Whole.
Digging your own grave, kid.
Players may have been pleasantly surprised to find this celebrated thespian operating his own taco shop, but fighting him was anything but pleasant. To do so, you need to go behind the counter and punch him 3 times, ignoring his warnings. Doing this before you're a high level with a lot of expendable resources would be a huge mistake though. At 9,999 hit points, he has the highest health of any boss in the game. One of his moves is a fart that can knock out a party member instantly, while others have huge AoEs that spell danger for the whole team. His second phase also doubles his attack moves, and his third gives him the ability to charm.
You have potential, kid.
Galdera, Octopath Traveler 2.
Here goes.
Bringing back the villain of the first game as a secret boss in Octopath Traveler 2 was a nice surprise. Well, maybe nice isn't the right word, because Galdera is an absolute beast. He's found at the end of a string of long side quests and will surely test your ability to balance a party. That's mainly because instead of just choosing who you feel more comfortable with, you'll have to split them into 2 teams of 4, 1 for each phase. During the first part, Galdera will summon 3 souls that enact brutal counterattacks when hit by damage they aren't vulnerable to. It's a pain, but the second phase splits his health among different body parts, each of which are definitely mighty.
I summon Grant. Who's next?
Demon of Hatred, Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. With so many bosses packed into From Software's games, be prepared to see a few hidden ones pop up. In Sekiro, you find the Demon of Hatred after defeating the Divine Dragon towards the end of the game. Backtracking through Ashina Castle, all the way back to the outskirts, you'll find a sculptor's idol that takes you to the arena. The demon will put up an immense fight across 3 phases, using a ton of fire attacks from a variety of ranges and some others that are unblockable. This boss fight is the most grueling challenge in Sekiro, but from fans of From Software, that's the highest of compliments. Absolute Radiance, Hollow Knight Godmaster. When the Godmaster DLC was released for Hollow Knight, it included a boss rush mode, with new features added to each fight. Only by getting through the whole thing without dying would you be taken to the hardest challenge in the entire game, Absolute Radiance. This encounter takes the end battle from the base game and significantly increases the difficulty, which was already pretty high. It features an extra phase, bringing the total up to 6 with a new attack. But even everything you've seen before is much faster and stronger, with ranged attacks also including more projectiles to try and dodge. Absolute Radiance is understandably intense and a great final mountain to climb. Demi-Fiend, Shin Megami Tensei V. Within the DLC for Shin Megami Tensei V, players could take on the Return of the Demon side quest. This had you face 9 different demon bosses, which were scattered throughout the game's world. After finding and defeating all of them, you were then given the opportunity to fight the Demi-Fiend, the protagonist from the 3rd game. Again, a cool throwback, but my god, is this a hard fight. He's resistant to basically all damage, can summon 3 90-level allies, and can easily heal his whole party if the fight isn't going his way. Even if you put one of his demon companions down, he can just summon another one. It'll take all your expertise to make it through. Malenia, Elden Ring. Malenia is so well known by now that she hardly seems secret, but that's just because of how remarkable and difficult her fight is. After finding 2 halves of a medallion and solving a puzzle in the consecrated snowfield, you'll be taken to the Halig Tree. An optional dungeon. Through Elfale Castle at the tree's base, you'll find Malenia, and likely wish you hadn't. She's adept at closing distance, and her flurry attack can drain your HP exceptionally fast. During her 2nd phase, she gains the ability to deal the Scarlet Rot status effect, which deals damage over time. Oh, and if that wasn't enough, every attack she lands heals her. It's no wonder she's gained a reputation. Sigrun, God of War 2018.
Ready yourself.
At a certain point in God of War, you'll discover your first Valkyrie in a series of optional fights. After finding and defeating all of them, you'll be confronted by their queen, Sigrun. And it isn't all surprising that the others answer to her. Like Malenia, Sigrun quickly gained a reputation once players discovered her existence. She comes with most of the attacks that previous Valkyries have, but she's much faster and far more ruthless. She'll hit Kratos with lightning-quick speed, and those unblockable grabs hurt both him and our pride immensely. We can't deny the supreme satisfaction of defeating her, but it takes a lot of effort to reach that point. Ethereal Queen, Star Ocean series. Appearing in every main Star Ocean entry, this secret superboss is one tough celestial being. Usually the hardest boss in the game, it'll take everything you've got to bring her down. Found mostly in secret dungeons, the Ethereal Queen boasts of her power and unapologetically puts down anyone before her, thinking them only worthy as servants. As you can figure, the party isn't a fan of that notion. You're gonna want to max out any stats you can, as well as procure the best equipment if you want to come out of this encounter alive.
Level 1. acquired.
I recognize your strength.
Giga Bowser, Super Smash Bros. Melee. Bowser's always been the big main baddie in the Mario world, but somewhere along the way, he lost himself. He became more of a comedic arch-nemesis rather than a threatening one. All of that changed when Giga Bowser appeared in Melee. Shocking players, this version of Bowser was a throwback to his original design and stature, pre-Nintendo 64 days. Finishing Adventure Mode in under 18 minutes without using any continues will make Giga Bowser reveal himself. Boasting incredible size and strength, he'll also take a lot more damage before you can finally smash him off the stage. Driviks the Chosen, Destiny. This is one hell of a fight. To encounter Driviks, you needed to partake in the daily heroic version of Lost to Light, a story mission in the Taken King expansion. Your light level needed to be high, and you definitely wouldn't want to face him alone. Driviks is a bullet sponge and deals incredible damage. He is the chosen one after all. With a plethora of respawning enemies not making things any easier, it took everything we had to bring him down. It was all worth it though, as defeating him rewarded you with the exotic Black Spindle, an impressive sniper rifle.
We'll claim every house, consume every banner. You must stand, Guardian.
Engineer Omegaplugg, World of Warcraft Legion. It had taken a while before players realized this boss even existed, and then it again took them a while to comprehend just how hard this boss really was. Discovered in Gnomeregan, Engineer Omegaplugg can be summoned after defeating Thermoplug and pressing a hidden button on one of the pillars. It has insane AoE damage and summons a ton of bombs that are capable of one-hit kills. You're gonna need a full party of level 110s to even stand a chance against this guy. After taking him down, the party will receive a vial of green goo, which can temporarily turn you into a leper gnome. You know, if that's your thing. The Nameless King, Dark Souls 3. Reaching this secret boss isn't as complex as many others, but making it through the fight is a gigantic challenge. At Archdragon Peak, you must ring the bell of the Great Belfry, summoning a storm as well as the Nameless King. The storm provides an appropriate atmosphere, because this fight is definitely intimidating. During the first phase, he rides atop a wyvern, which deals heavy damage with its breath and uses several swing attacks to cover a large area. The king himself is also a beast, being faster and stronger than every other boss. His lightning-based attacks are also necessary to watch out for, as they can be detrimental to your health. Night Terror, Soul Calibur 3. This walking, hulking combination of flesh and bone that can only communicate with grunts and growls is the secret final boss and the alter ego of Nightmare, the main antagonist. To face it, you'll need to play through the story mode choosing the right branching paths, and the route is different for every character. It has a jarring difficulty spike compared to other opponents, as it can't be interrupted and has abilities that can take out half your life with one hit. You can't even ring out the thing, as it just flies back in. Gotta take him out the old-fashioned way. Margaret, Persona 4.
Her power level is insane! What is she? Don't tell me you're going to fight her!
In several Persona games, players can gain the option to fight the Velvet Rune's attendants as secret bosses. Persona 4 has Margaret, and trust us when we say that she packs a heavy wallop. You can only face her on a New Game Plus, and you have to be on track to get the game's true ending. But you must have also defeated every optional boss and maxed out her social link. While she does follow a set pattern, that doesn't make her any easier. She uses high-level personas, will heal herself, and can hit everyone at once with several attacks. One of those at the end of her attack pattern will actually one-shot the whole party. Good luck.
You, a human, one against me, one who rules over power. You have shown me one's potential.
The slot machine, Star Fox. We are going to sugarcoat it. This is a weird one. Completing a set of bizarre tasks will grant you access to the secret level out of this dimension, in which you'll have to battle a swarm of paper planes, and then fight an artificially intelligent slot machine at the end. Don't ask. To defeat the slot machine, you'll have to shoot the handle and get 3 sevens in a row. If you get other combinations, you may get attacked or healed. Once it's defeated, try to accept that there's no escape from this surreal dimension, and look at the smiling moons for comfort. So Sorry, Undertale. Out of all the entries on this list, this one is perhaps the most peculiar to unlock. In the Hotlands on the 2nd floor, you can find a hidden entrance that leads you to a sign saying Art Club Meetup October 10th at 8 p.m. So, as you could probably guess, in order for the boss to appear, you have to set your computer's internal clock for that time. This boss was brought into the game as a high-level backer reward on Kickstarter. The design is based heavily on the backer's artwork persona, and a lot of the boss's traits were suggested by the backer also. So Sorry is portrayed as a clumsy but friendly artist who deals damage to the player by the boss's poor efforts in showing the player his art. Emerald Weapon, Final Fantasy VII. The rank of Ultra Hidden Superboss doesn't just go to anyone or anything, but we think a giant mechanism built to protect the planet from extraterrestrial beings is a worthy holder. Emerald Weapon, as well as its pal Ruby Weapon, are 2 of the hardest enemies in the game. The thing about Emerald Weapon, however, is that the battle is fought underwater, and you've only got 20 minutes to win until you run out of breath. You'll have to deal massive damage constantly just to make it, unless you go through a series of steps to breathe underwater indefinitely. Once it's destroyed, just pray aliens don't invade the planet. The Cow King, Diablo 2. Not all secret bosses have to be epic challenges. Some are actually fun in-jokes. Case in point, the cow level, which was long rumored to be a secret area in the original Diablo. It was untrue, but in response, the secret cow level was added in the sequel, with this bovine monarch being found at the level's end. While the fight isn't particularly difficult, experienced players will tell you that it's best to avoid killing the Cow King, since doing so prevents you from returning to the bovine realm in the future. If and when you spot him, it's probably best to run, not from fear of death, but fear of losing your favorite grinding spot. The Warden, Minecraft. Minecraft is mostly known for building and exploring, but it has a few noteworthy bosses as well. The Warden can appear if players activate a skulk sensor, which detects vibrations and triggers a skulk shrieker. As its name implies, this will let out a sound that precedes the Warden, a strange noise to kick off a formidable encounter. Wardens can't see, but they can hear and smell, and their attacks are more devastating than any other mob in the game. One of them is a sonic boom that can even go through physical objects, so there's almost no point in hiding. The alarming method of accidentally summoning them and their power have made them iconic to Minecraft players, but should be avoided if possible. The Lingering Will, Kingdom Hearts 2.5 Remix. While Sephiroth is probably the more well-known secret boss from this franchise, the Lingering Will holds more weight in terms of scope, difficulty, and story. Found in Disney Castle and only the 2.5 remix version for Western players, this mysterious figure wears Terra's armor as seen in the game's secret ending, makes some cryptic comments, then gives Sora one of the series' greatest challenges. This boss utilizes an enormous arena, the space of which will be needed to avoid his powerful, wide-striking attacks. The Lingering Will provided an excellent mystery within the franchise, but when facing him, you better be prepared to die. A lot. The Darklurker, Dark Souls 2. Clearly, the Souls series is no stranger to having hidden bosses in their games. In order to find the Darklurker in Dark Souls 2, the player must light all 3 beacons in the Dark Chasm of Old and clear its dungeons, which itself is no easy feat. When actually fighting the creep, it can use swords, spears, beams, meteors, fireballs, and explosions to subdue the player, all of which deal high amounts of magic damage. Oh, and if that wasn't enough, once you've finally beaten it, it can still throw one final attack at you, even with 0 health. Ouch, that's just unsportsmanlike. Culex, Super Mario RPG Legend of the 7 Stars. The Super Mario franchise isn't known for its bosses, but Culex proves to be the exception to the rule. He's an interdimensional being that can be found in a rift behind a door in Monstro Town, which can only be opened after obtaining a shiny stone from a little girl in Moleville. If you accept his challenge, the battle begins. He is fought alongside 4 crystals of Earth, Fire, Water, and Wind, each with their own health bar. Epic in scope and a tribute to the Final Fantasy series with the Final Fantasy IV boss theme that plays during the battle, it's certainly a good series to take secret boss cues from. Noob Saibot, Mortal Kombat 2.
Round 2. Fight.
Don't let the name fool you. This guy is no noob. Rather, his name is the surnames of Mortal Kombat creators Ed Boon and John Tobias spelt backwards. In his debut, he's a black palette swap of Scorpion before receiving a more fleshed out backstory in later entries due to his popularity. To unlock this battle, you must win either 50 or 25 matches in a row depending on the system, which will transport the player to Goro's lair, where the face-off will happen. Defeating him will take patience, quick thinking, and fast reflexes, but the satisfaction will be worth it. While Reptile from the original game was considered for this list, Noob has proven the series' most enduring secret.
Gaga wins.
Rodin, Bayonetta series. Despite being one of Bayonetta's closest allies, Rodin appears across the franchise as a hidden boss. In each appearance, he's unlocked by purchasing a platinum ticket, which is available for different prices. Father Rodin, as the boss in the first game is called, is an angelic figure who possesses massive strength and speed. Conversely, Rodin the Infinite One is a demonic iteration who is just as fast and uses powerful Swift Fist attacks. In the third game, the Armsmith Supreme will battle even more fiercely than he did the first 2 times. The amount of damage he can inflict in each game is impressive, so be prepared to see that game over screen a lot.
Just try not to die on your feet!
Penance, Final Fantasy X. The fact that 10 powerful superbosses known as the Dark Aeons need to be defeated before challenging this monstrosity is telling of how difficult it is to defeat. Penance is considered to be one of the hardest bosses in the entire series, and for a good reason. To even stand a chance against this guy, you need to max out your entire party's stats and be prepared for a battle that will last at least an hour, as he has 12 million hit points and extremely powerful attacks that can wipe out the entire party with a single blow. The word penance means voluntary self-punishment, which is a fitting title for such an epic boss. the Monster Hunter Monsters Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. This entry in the Metal Gear Solid series featured a crossover with Capcom's Monster Hunter, with a Rathalos, a Tigrex, and a unique monster, the Gear Rex, as optional bosses. They can be found in separate hunting quests, which are unlocked by finding the feline Trenya, who's hidden in Mission 29. Each monster is more difficult than the last, each providing a different moveset and requiring a different strategy to defeat. That's not to mention it's just plain fun to pit Big Boss against some of our favorite monsters. Now, if only we could get an entire game with this crossover.
Target is down.
Akuma, Super Street Fighter II Turbo.
Round 1, fight!
What rockets this ultimate final boss to the top of the list is not only the difficulty to reach him, but how iconic the character grew to be. To face Akuma, the player must play through the single player mode without using a continue, as well as land 3 perfect wins. When you get to the final boss, M. Bison, Akuma will come in to annihilate him and bring an even greater threat. Since his initial appearance, Akuma has gone from secret to icon of the Street Fighter franchise, and that's yet another reason for him to be our #1 pick. What's your favorite hidden boss in video game history? Share your thoughts in the comments.
Well then, I will return to the Velvet Room and take up my original duties. Let us meet again.
Check out these other great clips from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.